Have you ever wondered what stopped the mighty Roman Empire from expanding into Germanic territories? The answer lies in a forest in Germany. Picture a time millennia ago. The year 9 AD and the Roman Empire, the most powerful civilization of its era, is in its prime, its dominion spreading wide across known territories. But there exists one region that presents a formidable challenge: the lands inhabited by the fierce Germanic tribes. Let's delve deeper and introduce the key protagonists in this historical drama. Representing the Romans, we have Publius Quinctilius Varus. As a Roman general, he was renowned, but perhaps his overconfidence was his Achilles heel. On the opposing side of the chessboard, we have Arminius, a tribe leader of the Cherusci, who carried a sense of resentment towards the Romans. Arminius was once an ally of Rome, but circumstances led to a drastic shift in loyalties. In a defining move, Varus, brimming with certainty of victory, directed his trio of Roman legions into the heart of the Teutoburg Forest. At this opportune moment, Arminius struck. The Germanic tribes utilized the dense forest as their shield and initiated a sudden attack on the unsuspecting Romans. The battle that ensued was intense, soaked in blood, and ended in an unanticipated defeat for the Romans. Varus and his legions were obliterated. The Roman Empire, known for its might, was brought to a halt. The Battle of Teutoburg Forest was more than just a military defeat for Rome. It was a turning point in the annals of history. Until then, Rome had been on a relentless expansion spree. But this battle was the full stop. The Germanic tribes stood their ground, proving their might, and drew a metaphorical line in the trees of the forest that Rome would not cross. The aftermath of this battle had far-reaching implications on the Roman Empire's expansion policies. It made them reassess their military strategies and confront the reality of their vulnerability. For Rome, it was a harsh reminder that their expansion was not inevitable, and not all regions would simply capitulate. In the end, it wasn't just a battle, it was the bold statement of a region asserting its identity. Imagine a time when merchant guilds ruled the waves. Welcome to the era of the Hanseatic League. This was a powerful alliance, stretching from the 12th to the 17th centuries. The Hanseatic League was an influential network of merchant guilds and market towns, establishing control over the maritime trade routes of the Baltic and North Sea regions. They weren't just business folk, they were a potent economic and political force, significantly contributing to the evolution of Northern Europe. The League originated from the need for safety in conducting business and boosting efficiency in trade. This collective of merchants pooled their resources, forming a protective shield for their goods and vessels from pirates and unfavorable circumstances. This collaborative power led to the foundation of the famed Hanseatic League. At its zenith, the League spanned over approximately 200 towns and cities. Each member city reaped the rewards of economic wealth brought about by the trade of goods. The League's influence wasn't confined to physical trade. It also acted as a passage for the interchange of ideas, knowledge, culture, fostering a spirit of unity and shared identity amongst its member cities. The League's influence permeated beyond the realm of economy. It was an entity that held the authority to declare wars, negotiate treaties, and even mint its own currency. It was a trailblazer for modern economic unions, displaying the sheer strength of unity and cooperation. However, as with all great empires, the dominance of the League began to fade. The emergence of nation-states, territorial disputes, internal conflicts led to its gradual decay. By the 17th century, the once robust Hanseatic League had become a mere silhouette of its former self. But its legacy was indelible, molding the future of trade, politics, and culture in Northern Europe. The narrative of the Hanseatic League is a testimony of the transformative power of trade and unity. A group of merchants could band together, forming an entity that was mightier than the sum of its constituents, significantly altering the course of history. So the Hanseatic League was not just about trade, it was about shaping the future of Northern Europe. What if I told you that a series of peace treaties in the 17th century laid the foundation for our modern international relations? Let's transport ourselves to the heart of the 17th century in Europe, a continent fatigued and torn apart by the brutal 30 Years' War devastating the Holy Roman Empire, and the 80 Years' War, a deep-seated conflict between Spain and the Dutch Republic. It's the year 1648, a pivotal moment with significant changes looming. Now enter the Peace of Westphalia, a collection of treaties inked in the Westphalian urban centers of Osnabrück and Munster. These significant documents did more than just cease the catastrophic wars. They brought forth a groundbreaking idea: sovereignty. But what does this phrase signify? In the most rudimentary understanding, it denotes the power a state possesses to administer itself. It's akin to gaining independence from parental authority and dictating your own rules in your own domain. Imagine no more strict schedules, no obligatory domestic tasks, except perhaps your laundry. Returning to the historical year of 1648, the Peace of Westphalia affirmed this principle of state sovereignty, signaling a transformation in global interactions. This marked the end of an epoch where colossal empires had the liberty to annex smaller dominions forcefully. Hence, the Peace of Westphalia was a groundbreaking juncture. It laid the groundwork for the contemporary system of international relations, wherein nations honor each other's freedom and territorial borders. From the ashes of war, a new order arose, forever changing the way nations interact. Did you know that Germany had its own Enlightenment, complete with influential thinkers who left their mark on the world? Indeed it did. The 18th century in Germany was a time of intellectual awakening, known as the German Enlightenment. While not as globally recognized as the French Enlightenment, it was equally significant, giving rise to philosophers who would change the course of history. At the forefront of this revolution was Immanuel Kant, a philosopher from Königsberg. Kant was a giant in the world of philosophy, his ideas still resonating today. He encouraged individuals to use their own understanding without others' guidance, a concept he termed sapere aude, or dare to know. This became a call to arms for the age, promoting intellectual curiosity and independent thought. Then there, Johann Wolfgang von Goethe, a literary savant who gifted the world with Faust. A true polymath, Goethe's work spanned literature, science, and philosophy. His writings profoundly impacted German culture, shaping the nation's intellectual and cultural identity. Let's not forget Friedrich Schiller, a poet, philosopher, and historian. Schiller's writings encapsulated the spirit of the Enlightenment. His works championed freedom of thought and individuality. His pieces, like Thee and Ode to Joy, still resonate today, showing the timeless power of his ideas. These thinkers a period of intense intellectual growth and cultural evolution in Germany. Their ideas, writings, and philosophies all contributed to a shift in German thought and culture. They laid the foundation for future intellectual movements, their influence extending into the 19th and 20th centuries. Thus, the period was a beacon of light, leading Germany towards a new intellectual horizon. Ever heard of a revolution that didn't succeed but still changed the course of a nation's history? That's the tale we're about to delve deeper into, the intriguing story of the German Revolution of 1848 to 1849. Picture this, a time when a powerful wave of revolutions was surging across the broad European landscape. The German liberals and nationalists, eager and motivated, were not willing to be mere bystanders to this tumultuous tide of change. They couldn't be left behind, and thus, they orchestrated uprisings against the conservative regimes ruling the German states, ignited by dissatisfaction over societal and political affairs. Now, close your eyes in this historical scene, bustling cities humming with fervent speeches that resound in the air. Imagine the beer halls, the public spaces filled with heated, passionate debates, and the air so thick with the resolute spirit of change that it was almost palpable. People from every social stratum, every profession, and every age were energetically demanding political reform and an unprecedented national unity. They were dreaming of a time when they would not be submissive subjects, but proactive citizens whose opinions would be heard and matter. However, like any ambitious venture, this revolution faced formidable resistance. The conservative regimes, who had their unique vision for Germany, one that didn't involve shaking the social structure to its core, were not willing to give up their reins without a fight. They suppressed the revolution with an iron fist, and the dreams of the revolutionaries were temporarily crushed, their hopes dashed, at least for that moment. But here's the surprising twist to this enthralling tale. While the revolution didn't accomplish its immediate goals, it was far from a total failure. Those voices that demanded political reform and national unity did not fade oblivion. They seeped into the underground, simmered beneath the surface, subtly influencing German politics and the fabric of society. It was like a dormant volcano, awaiting its chance to erupt. The German Revolution of 1848 to 1849 might not have achieved its immediate goals, but it was far from futile. It left an indelible by planting the seeds for a future unified Germany. This revolution, despite its short-term failure, was a pivotal turning point, setting the stage for the Germany